hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to The Done Creative. For today's pick a card reading, we are going to be figuring out why are they ghosting you. And this is for all my no contact peeps out there, people who have not been in contact with the person that you are asking about. And I just wanted to mention also that this is a romantically inclined reading. Although you can get some information about friends or family members, I'm going to be focusing this on romantic affairs, romantic partners that just aren't in contact with you right now. If you're new to pick a card readings, I just ask that you close your eyes, take a couple of deep cleansing breaths, and try to focus on piles number 1, 2, and 3. And once you've selected your pile or piles, you can go ahead and check the description box below for the timestamp, and I also try to pin it as the top comment. So without delaying this any further, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a moment to meditate on the cards, and I will see you over at your reading. Alright, group number 1, let's figure out why this person has been ghosting you or avoiding you or not responding to your texts or your communication in general. I just wanted to preface this by saying that my heart truly does go out to you, because it can be really frustrating when we want to talk to somebody and they just won't respond, or you don't maybe know how to get in contact with them. You keep thinking, it must be my fault if this is the way it is, but a lot of times, usually closer to 99 to 100% of the time, it's not you, it's them. And I know that's such a cliche thing to say, but it is really true, especially in these romantic situations. Because if it was truly you, they would probably have no problem saying that and just easily be able to walk away after having that conversation. But if they are someone who's ghosting you, it usually says a lot more about them, their consciousness level, their communication or mental capacity, and not everyone learns to communicate in the way that they should. So just keep that in mind as we do the reading, and let's get into this. Let's just go ahead and start up here and work our way through. And what's really standing out to me is that when this relationship started, things were that honeymoon period. Everything was blissful and you both loved being together, and it was just all in all something great. Maybe you, in your mind, thought, maybe this is the one. Maybe this is the one I'm meant to spend the rest of my life with. And maybe that person felt the same way at first. And then we also have this playfulness card that I think goes really well with the honeymoon. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So I do think this started out with a bang. Everything was easy, it was fun, it was playful, it was just almost felt like the two of you in this playful, fun little bubble, and everyone else just didn't matter that much. But it feels to me once things kind of took that turn, that's where things got real sticky, and we're gonna get into what they're thinking, what they're feeling, and all of that. So the first card we have here is the Eagle King in reverse, and when it's upright, it's all about the big picture and having help from your angels and guides. And when it's in the reverse, it just means that someone is hyper focused on the small things. And I feel like this person, there may have been something about you that was just, really small, inconsequential thing that just got under their skin, just something really dumb. Like, it's not even a big deal, and I'm probably not even going to give any examples because it's something that I don't want you guys to worry about. This is just their own thinking, that some tiny little thing, and it kind of reminds me of the movie Shallow Hal, where the girl he liked, her toe next to her big toe was a little longer than her big toe, and he just could not stop fixating on that. And that is the energy I'm really getting from this Eagle King in reverse. And then here we have the Let Go card. This guy or this woman, whoever you're asking about, it feels to me like they just, as they ghosted you, they've already moved on. They've let go. They're somewhere else right now. But because they left this door open, it feels to me like they didn't let you know anything. They were just gone. Or maybe they had given you little hints, and as you look back, you kind of put them together like, okay, maybe that's what he or she meant by that when they said this thing. It seems to me like it was more passive aggressive or cryptic. It wasn't just an outright, hey, this isn't working, I'm out of here. It feels like they just kind of slowly trickled away, and you would be the one to try to initiate conversations, and they may or may not have picked up, or they may or may not have texted back, or maybe they took them days and days to text back. But it feels like this was a gradual thing, and because they left the door open, they didn't let you know one way or another what was going on with them or what they thought of you, and you just were left as this big ball of confusion. And then here we have the mentors and role models card. This feels to me like they just left you holding the bag, and they kind of went on to what they considered greener pastures, and they're looking for something that just isn't attainable, and they will never find it. They will be looking for this perfect person, and there is not one perfect person that exists. And a lot of times this card has to do with intuition. So there may have been this intuition even early on with you that you kind of thought, maybe this person's too good to be true, or maybe they are lying to me, because I feel like there have been lies in the past that you caught. Either you did confront this person or you just let it go and kind of held on to it yourself, but there was something in the past that kind of triggered you or tripped you up to know that this person wasn't quite who they said they were, or they just... And right as I said that, I saw the Frank Abagnale Jr. with that movie, Catch Me If You Can, with Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks. I don't know why I keep giving movie references, but I just saw, the Frank Abagnale Jr., the main character, he always pretended to be, he was a doctor, he was a Pan Am pilot, he was all these different things, and he would have these women just fall in love with him, and then he would just ghost them. He would literally be gone. And, this woman was probably left completely brokenhearted, and at one point he was even engaged to marry a girl, and the law was closing in, so he had to get out of Dodge. But this feels like that, not on such a grand scale, but this is more them trying to run away from their own problems and their own feelings, and they left you holding the bag thinking that, okay, maybe I'm the problem. I'm the one that's not good enough for this person, and that's absolutely not true. Then we have the Ice Queen card, and when you call someone an Ice Queen, it's usually geared toward a woman, but this is going either way. It just is someone who gives you the cold shoulder, brushes you off, is really abrupt and just kind of nasty almost with their words, or just not very loving. It's like their heart chakra is blocked. And I feel like this could be who this person actually turned out to be once you've discovered the truth, because who you thought they were is kind of a far cry from who they actually are. And it says here non-action and entitlement. So this person just thought, they're just have this entitlement complex, and the non-action here just speaks to them ghosting you and not really putting in any effort into a relationship once they've kind of mentally or physically checked out. They just were over it, and that was that. But because the 2 + 8 = 10 here, I'm almost feeling like this is for the better for you, because this is showing you deserve someone who has an open heart chakra, someone who's going to make moves toward your direction and actually put effort and attention to you. You absolutely deserve that. And that 1 + 0, that is a new beginning. And it feels to me, with this Keep an Open Mind card, this is not talking about this person ghosting you. This is talking about someone coming in for you in the very near future. I feel like as long as you can kind of let this person go and just let them kind of fade off your radar the way they did to you, you have something better coming in. But this person, the way they handle things just feels very cold and non-personal and just very far removed. Then here we have the Advocate card, and this just feels like this person just was almost advocating for the wrong things. Maybe they were into stuff that was kind of questionable in the legal sense, or they were using people for their own personal gain. Maybe they had kind of bragged to you about how they had stolen from somebody or had used somebody to get ahead in a job or in life. It just feels kind of icky, like this person doesn't play by the rules or the same set of rules that you would, because I feel like you as a person have very high standards and very, very beautiful morals and values, and this person is just kind of just really questionable with what they do. And I'm almost even picking up with this Hedonist card that this person is almost narcissistic, and they'll just kind of step on anyone to get ahead in life. Like, they don't care who goes down with the ship, and they're just on to the next. And I don't feel like you're the first person they have done this to. And the hedonist card is also about pursuing pleasures to like the detriment of health or others, and just indulging in life at others' expense. So that really does pair well with this advocate about, using other people to get ahead in life. Then here we have the winged wise ones, and this is all about angelic help and miraculous aid. And we have this in the reverse here as well, with that angelic help or that help from guides. So it feels like this person just isn't very spiritual, or they're blocking that part of their life, and they don't really believe in that sort of thing. And you do. I feel like you do. And you may have had a conversation with this person about your spirituality, and they were just kind of brushing it off or kind of laughing it off, like it made them uncomfortable in some way. And that may have been something that kind of turned them off to you. But you, as a spiritual, beautiful person, a beautiful soul, you don't need someone in your life like that, because you don't need to have to change their mind. If they're already stuck on these worldly pleasures and just stepping on other people to get ahead, they're definitely not meant for you, because you are, I'm feeling the exact opposite of that. You want to help people, you want to do what you can to help other people, and you're not going to cheat to get ahead. Then here with the Femme Fatale card, it feels to me like this person was very strongly connected to you physically, but not so much emotionally, mentally, spiritually. This is that, sexy card. This person is all about getting what they want sexually, and money and power, and just the rest of it is like nothing to them. They just don't care. So I feel like this ghosting of you was probably the best thing that could have happened to you. Even if you're really fresh in the hurt or the grief of this person just walking away, I think in the long run you're gonna realize, wow, I was not meant to be with this person, and this person was gonna be a very detrimental force in my life, and they may have brought you down with them. I feel like they were the uncompromising person, with the Ice Queen. They're not gonna change their stance, but they're gonna try to get everyone on board with what they want to do. And I feel like even in your relationship, it was always what this person wanted to do. You would go to their favorite restaurants, you'd go see their family, you would go to the places they wanted to go and out with the friends they wanted to see. And it was really never about you, and it didn't even feel like this person ever asked, well, what do you want to do? Or maybe if they had, it was very early on in the relationship to where it was what they did to kind of hook you in. And then once they knew they had you, they showed their true colors. So yeah, with this Keep an Open Mind card, I do feel like that new person will be on the horizon, and it's going to be someone who has your best interest at heart, someone who cares, someone who is going to put in the time, attention, and effort into you that you deserve. So as always, you guys, thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really truly do hope to see you back at the Done Creative. All right, bye. All right, group number 2, let's figure out why this person is ghosting you and why they haven't had any contact with you. I just wanted to preface this by saying that my heart truly does go out to you, because it can be really frustrating when we want to talk to somebody and they just won't respond, or you don't maybe know how to get in contact with them. You keep thinking, it must be my fault if this is the way it is, but a lot of times, usually closer to 99 to 100% of the time, it's not you, it's them. And I know that's such a cliche thing to say, but it is really true, especially in these romantic situations, because if it was truly you, they would probably have no problem saying that and just easily be able to walk away after having that conversation. But if they are someone who's ghosting you, it usually says a lot more about them, their consciousness level, their communication or mental capacity, and not everyone learns to communicate in the way that they should. So just keep that in mind as we do the reading, and let's get into this. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and start up here and work our way over. So why has this person been ghosting you, and why has there been no contact? we'll just start up here. So the first thing that's standing out to me is with this Judge card, this person was very judgmental of you. Maybe they were always pointing out flaws or things that bothered them about you. And they were just very, it just really pairs well with this bully card. They're just concealing their own deep fears and insecurities by verbally or even physically abusing other people. And I'm not feeling like this person physically abused you, but I feel like they are somebody who's not afraid to start using fists if it comes to it. Like bar brawl is kind of what I'm picking up, fights with people in bars. This person just feels like they don't feel very good about themselves, or they feel almost powerless in their own right. So they like to take it out on other people to bring them down a notch or two to make them feel bad as well. And then here we have the Eyes of Beauty card in reverse. And normally this is all about positive expectations and clarity. But because it's in the reverse, it's just everything's very confusing, and you're almost expecting the worst with this person. Kind of toward the end of when you were still in contact with them, anytime you would hear their voice or you would be in contact with them, you were always expecting the worst, because it feels like there was some sort of downward spiral going on this person's part, and you were just very confused by what was happening. And I feel like in the beginning part of your relationship, the reason you guys were together was because of the attraction. You had this almost instant attraction, and it says here, you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So I don't feel like your relationship was always just, wow, what is this, and confusing. I feel like at first you were like, wow, this is amazing, this is fun, I really like this person, they are sexy, all the things. And I feel like they felt the same way about you. But because you have this, it's a team effort card, I feel like this person this is reading already much like group number 1 quite a bit, but it feels like you were the one putting in all the effort. Maybe at first they would put in effort, but as things wore on, you were the one putting the effort. You were the one calling them, texting them, trying to get them to respond to you, and they just really wouldn't. And it was really frustrating for you, I think. Sometimes I also feel like I just saw like a bowling ball knocking down all these pins. So that to me says that this person had a very overbearing presence. Whatever they wanted to do, boy, everyone better be on board, because that's what you're doing. And with this Claim Your Boundaries card, I feel like you guys almost allowed this person to change you or kind of mold you into something and someone you didn't even recognize. Going back to that Eyes of Beauty card in reverse. Maybe when this thing was all said and done, you didn't even recognize who you were anymore, and you were very confused and just depressed and sad about the way things were. But this is just saying that in future relationships that you will be in, you will have a much better sense of your boundaries and when someone is overstepping those boundaries, because this person did come in to teach you a lesson about standing in your own power and claiming your own boundaries. So that is the gift that they left for you, is for you to know your own worth. Maybe you're still at that point right now, if this is fresh especially, that you just feel powerless, you feel worthless almost for some of you. You may have just felt really down about yourself, like, why this person must be ignoring me because I'm the problem, I'm not good enough. I see like that's the mental pattern some of you took on. But then I do feel others of you were like, well, screw you then, I'm over it. But deep down you were hurt, but you were putting on a front for your own friends or family, like, yeah, haven't heard from this person, but I don't care. But deep down I do feel like it hurt you. But they did teach you a very beautiful, although hard to come by, very beautiful lesson that relationships aren't a one-way street, and you need to not let people overstep your boundaries. So that was one good thing they did for you. So then we have the Well Watcher in reverse. This is normally a card all about wisdom and the power of the divine. So I feel like, and it also is a number 7. So it's in reverse. So this person was very spiritually detached or unattached. And much like group number 1, I feel like you guys are the spiritual one. And maybe if you had talked to this person about some of your spiritual thoughts and feelings and what you know to be true, and this person maybe was almost a bully and just said, that's like fairy stories, I don't believe in that stuff, and they made you feel bad for opening up and being vulnerable about what you feel on that spiritual level. And they just feel like they are so not there. They're much like group number 1, where they're living in those lower chakras, especially that root chakra, where they're all about money, power, sex, attraction, and not really into making something deeper. They just want to go after all the worldly things. They don't really care about the mental and emotional and spiritual connection to someone. They just want that physical thing, and that's that. So then here we have heart-to-heart conversations. So there may have been times where, like I was saying, you were opening up yourself by saying these spiritual things about yourself, maybe sharing pieces of yourself that were, very vulnerable things, maybe stuff about your childhood or your upbringing or insecurities you have, and you really told this person a lot about yourself, and this person may have told you some things about themselves as well, but I feel like this person almost took some of these things that you told them and twisted them and used them against you in a very bullying kind of way. Maybe toward the end of this relationship, they were really using things you told them against you. But I just want you to know that not everyone's like that. So in your next relationship, I do feel like you will know where those boundaries lie, and you'll just know for sure that this next person isn't going to go down that same road this other person you're asking about now went down. They're not going to put your heart in a blender and just blend it all up. They're going to care about you and understand that your vulnerability is something to be cherished, unlike this person you're asking about. So then we have the spirit whisperer, and this is all about divine guidance and higher knowing. And because again, it's in reverse, this person, they don't have any of that spiritual connection. They have severed, you can't completely sever your spiritual connection, but this person, they feel like they have just turned that part of themselves off, and they have no reason to care to even want to turn it back on. And it's just they're vibrating on a lower level than you. Maybe they are a new soul or a very young soul, and I feel like you guys are those old souls, and maybe you attracted this person into your life to, learn those lessons, and just, maybe you taught them something as well, and years down the road, they're going to look back and be like, wow, maybe she was right, maybe he was right, I shouldn't have treated them so poorly. But, I feel like the regret is going to be only on their side, not on your side. So then we have the mentor card, and it's funny because group number 1 had a mentors and role models card with this Trust Your Vibe deck. Let me find it. Yeah, mentors and role models. So you guys might be able to learn a little more something about this no contact from group number 1 if you choose to look into it. But this is a card all about not allowing the student to move to the role of master. It's like if this person thought they were of a higher knowledge than you, which they may have been, maybe they have hold a higher degree than you as far as like a bachelor's or a master's or something, but their intelligence is of the sort that it doesn't want to teach people to impart knowledge and have this person grow. They just want to be looked up to and teach people things, but they don't want these people to advance up to their level. They want to always be the top dog, and sometimes they may be even imparting false information, lying to you, boasting themselves up to be someone that they're not. And again, that really goes with what I was saying in group number 1 about this person almost outright lying to you about who they are and the things they've accomplished and who they know and what they do, whatever that is, whatever resonates for you. And then with this retreat card, it says it's time to disconnect from the world. And I feel like this person retreated from you and the relationship you guys had, but I'm feeling like this is also saying for you to retreat from this person's energy maybe you can do some sort of cord cutting meditation. And I don't say to cut the cords, because in my experience, it feels like when you cut that cord to somebody, that the roots of that cord are still there, and much like a weed that you just cut off at the dirt level, the ground level, you are cutting that weed off, but a lot of times those roots are still there, so they're going to grow back, the stem's going to grow back thicker and harder to kill next time. So this, when I say cord cutting meditation, what I really want to say is cord removal. Rip that cord out by the roots and call on whatever guide or angel to help in this process, and just be completely done by severing and completely removing that energetic cord to this person. And you may need some time to heal your heart and just really get to know who you are again, because this Eyes of Beauty in reverse, just really being confused on who you are. Even sometimes your own intuition, maybe you are beating yourself up a little bit by thinking, I should have known, I should have seen this coming from a mile away, I should have known not to fall for this person because they didn't have my best interest at heart, and I fell hook, line, and sinker and thought they were a great person. You can't fault yourself for that, because there are a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing out there. But what this card is really saying to me is that you need some time to disconnect from this person's energy and just to reconnect with your own inner self. Reconnect with that soul aspect of yourself and really get in touch with who it is you are, who it is you want to be, what it is you want to accomplish. And once you really start reminding yourself of what a great soul you are, that's when you're going to be able to attract someone into your life that is going to be worth it. You're going to be worth them, they're going to be worth you. It's going to be a great connection and a great match. And then with the stay optimistic about your love life, exactly. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So the more you can retreat within yourself to work on those wounds that this person left, and just get reacquainted with the you that you know you are, you can bring this card back to its normal upright position and have those positive expectations, positive thinking. You'll have complete clarity about who you are and about who the next person that comes into your life is. You won't be thinking those doubtful thoughts like, maybe I hooked another one, maybe this is going to go down the same road. No, because you've learned the lesson this person was sent to teach you. It's team effort. Your next relationship is going to be a team effort, and you're going to know when those boundaries are. This person isn't going to use heart-to-heart conversations to hurt you. They are going to, benefit from them, and you're going to benefit from hearing about this person. So I think it was just a blessing in disguise that this person is out of your life, and of course it's hard, and you want to grieve the loss of this person, and I don't blame you for that whatsoever. But once you feel you've come to that point where you're done grieving the loss of this person, you can go within and really discover who you are and reconnect with that inner self. And then when the next person comes along, you're going to know right off that this person is a better person, and you've learned this lesson already. So on to the next and bigger, brighter, happier future for you. So you guys will have to let me know below if this resonated at all. And as always, you guys, thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really truly do hope to see you back at the Den Creative. All right, bye. All right, group number 3, let's figure out why this person is ghosting you and why you've had no contact with them. I just wanted to preface this by saying that my heart truly does go out to you, because it can be really frustrating when we want to talk to somebody and they just won't respond, or you don't maybe know how to get in contact with them. You keep thinking, it must be my fault if this is the way it is, but a lot of times, usually closer to 99 to 100% of the time, it's not you, it's them. And I know that's such a cliche thing to say, but it is really true, especially in these romantic situations. Because if it was truly you, they would probably have no problem saying that and just easily be able to walk away after having that conversation. But if they are someone who's ghosting you, it usually says a lot more about them, their consciousness level, their communication or mental capacity, and not everyone learns to communicate in the way that they should. So just keep that in mind as we do the reading, and let's get into this. Okay, I hope we can see this. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and start right up here and work our way over. The first card we have here is This Could Be the One. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. So this person, you may still be feeling like this is the one. I don't want to lose this person, and you're wondering, why did this person just leave me hanging? Like, what happened? You're just left holding the bag and you don't even understand why. Then we have the God card. It feels to me like this person was very compassionate and nice and just really understood who you were as a person, and you're still just wondering why. Like, it's very confusing to me why this person just took up and left or quit contacting you. I feel for those of you that haven't even met this person in real life, maybe this is a long distance internet connection or dating site where you met and you never got to meet them in person for some of you. But then for others of you, this is someone that you have had in your life. Maybe you had lived together, maybe you were really moving in a really beautiful direction, and then this person just up and disconnected themselves from you. We do have the Seek Solitude card. So I think this goes both ways for you and this person. You both need time to really connect to that inner self, that inner voice, that higher self, because I feel like this person just may have gotten really wrapped up in the relationship you were in, but they have a lot of other stuff going on as well, and they just became overwhelmed. That's why I feel like they just walked away from you. They just felt very overwhelmed with your beautiful positive energy, because I feel like they've had a lot going on. Then we have the Back to Basics card, and I'm just feeling like for you, if you can just take everything back to basics, you're gonna get in connection with your own self by eating good foods, drinking plenty of water, getting that rest, getting that exercise, and just really taking care of yourself. And I feel like this person, it's like you two are almost a mirror image of each other. You're both going through the same thing and needing to kind of do similar things to get yourself back on track. Then here with this Beggar card, the shadow attribute of this card says dependence on others to the exclusion of effort. So this person and you may have been very interdependent on each other and just needing each other almost to get through the day. And then when this person disconnected themselves, it just feels like you're this person here, like you're just devastated. Like, what happened? I just don't understand. But what we have here with the let go of control issues, it says, allow the situation to unfold naturally. So there may be needing to be this time of going back to basics and letting things kind of start over and re-evolve themselves, because we have the reconciliation card. Someone from your past is returning to your life. I feel like this person is going to get back in contact with you, or you're going to reach out to them and they're finally going to respond to you, and then you're going to start the ball rolling from a very basic spot. Like you're going to go back, bring it all back to becoming friends first and then evolving into something more. And I do strongly feel like this reconciliation is possible for a lot of you. It just feels very, very plausible. But we have over here the Ringmaster of Scrutiny, discernment, clear vision, and details. So this person is very focused on what it is they're doing. They may be a student, or they're learning some sort of craft, or they're really busy with their career even, and they just almost had to take a detour from this relationship to really put the time in with this thing they're doing. Then with the Word Lord, communication, praise, dishonesty are the key words here. This person is very studious. I just keep seeing, this person's got a book open, this person's got a book open. Oh, and then here we have a student card with the book open. So this person is learning a lot of information. They're bringing a lot of information in, and they're needing that time away to process what it is that they are learning or what's coming in for them. But because this is all about communication, this person may work in communication, or maybe writing some sort of book or blog, or they just are in communication with a lot of people through their work or through school if they're in school. But that's where I think a lot of your confusion comes in, is they can have this online presence or this presence at work or at school, and then yet they're just not even communicating with me. And that might be where some of the confusion is going for you guys. But with the student card, they're very, very devoted to what they're learning, and they are those lifelong students, and they can almost just shut themselves off from the world and just learn things and read and do all these things. To me, they feel very introverted, and they don't want their studies interrupted by anything. Like, their studies come above anything, it feels like, for them. But it feels almost to me like this person just wants to learn. And kind of one of the downsides, the shadow attributes of this card, is that you just learn and learn, but you're not putting what you're learning into action. And I feel like this person, it's like they can't learn enough. Like, they just want to learn all these things. I mean, you have 3 cards all about what we're talking about here. But this person may have a hard time synthesizing what they're learning into action steps or making what it is they're reading a reality in their life. And then we have the Keeper of the Scales, fairness and balance. So this person has a very rough time balancing everything out. They may just throw themselves into their work, and then 3 weeks later they realize they have barely showered, barely eaten. Where's that girlfriend or boyfriend I had? Where did they go? Like, they just are very hyper focused on what it is that they are working on. And this card here too is all about details, but it has a 9 here. So this person is in that end of one cycle, and then with the 3 plus 8, that equals 11. And 11s are those master numbers. It feels to me like they're going to be turning around what it is they've been doing and realizing what they've lost when they let go of you, or when they just walked away from you. With this let go of control issues, I think you are going to realize maybe you guys just weren't, on those balanced scales. Maybe one of you wanted a little more from the other than the other was willing to give. And because the scales are balanced in this photo of this woman here, it feels to me like things absolutely can work out. But I almost feel like you're probably going to have to be the one to reach out one last time to this person, because they already, I think, feel, going back how you were feeling like this, I feel like at least soon some of them are going to be feeling like, what did I do? I had such a great person in my life and I just threw them away because I was chasing this white rabbit down this hole over here. And now that I'm back above ground, where did they go? Well, I don't know that they are going to be strong enough to reach out to you. So if you want to get back in contact with this person, you're probably going to be the one doing it. And I mean, with this could be the one card. It might be worth the effort, because I think this person is going to see the error of their ways. They're going to realize that they had this really beautiful thing with you, and your confusion of why did this person leave? Where did they go? What happened here? They're going to be feeling very remorseful for what they've done. And they're going to be, I think, putting in a lot of extra effort to win you back. But again, you may have to be that one that's going to reach out first to let them know that they haven't completely lost you, if that's your prerogative. But if you're just kind of like, you know what, screw that person, I'm moving on, that's also your call to make as well. But whatever decision you make, I feel like there's a good outcome. At the very least, you learned something from this situation. There was a lesson learned that you and this person both need to take really good care of yourselves. Maybe you're both those types of all or nothing kind of people, and a balancing of the scales may be needed for both of you just in your own personal lives before you can get back together and do all of that. So yeah, you will have to let me know below if this resonated and what you thought. And as always, you guys, thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really truly do hope to see you back at the Done Creative. All right, bye.